Good morning, Stampers. Welcome to my Technique Tuesdays. This is going to be a video series where every Tuesday I'm going to do a technique of some sort. It could be a fun fold or it could be how to make these glittery little balloons, which is what we're going to do today. Now, keep in mind when you're watching these techniques that there are several ways to achieve the same techniques, and several people may do them several different ways. So the techniques I'm going to show you are just simply ways that I've found to do them. So there's really no right or wrong, but I hope you enjoyed today's video. Today we're going to make these shiny, glittery little balloons. So what you will need, let's get started. We'll set that aside. What you'll need is a piece of window sheet. This one is just a 2-inch piece, which will give me plenty of room to stamp my balloons, and I want to do 4 or 5 balloons. You also need regular wrapping tissue paper. You can get tissue paper at the dollar store, a whole pack of it. So it's really cheap to get. It's just regular tissue paper. We're going to be using some re-inkers. We're also going to be using a 3D crystal lacquer. This is the exact same stuff as Crystal Effects, which Stampin' Up! Used to carry. I found this at the craft store. A bottle of this lasts you quite a while. It's the same as Crystal Effects. I don't remember the cost of it. If I can link to it in this video tutorial, I will try to. You're also going to need some ultrafine glitter. This is Dazzling Diamonds, which Stampin' Up! Has. It's an ultrafine glitter. I just put mine in a little bottle that it's a little pinpoint bottle where I can spritz it on instead of having ultrafine glitter all over my workspace. You're also going to need Stāzon jet black ink. You do have to use Stāzon on window sheet. I've tried Memento. It doesn't seem to dry. So get yourself some Stāzon. We'll be using regular Memento for our greetings and on our card. So let's get started. You're also, I would suggest a rubber glove. Or you could also, if you don't have rubber gloves, just a paper towel wrapped on your finger or something, or a piece of kitchen saran wrap, something, because as you see, you get inky. I've been playing in it today, so I'm kind of inky. So let's bring in our Stamparatus. I use a positioning tool to stamp on window sheet because it is a slick surface, so if you're trying to stamp straight down and back up, sometimes that's not as easy as it seems it should be, and you'll get a smeared image. So all I do, we're going to put this in our Stamparatus. Some magnets on it. We'll get our balloon, and we are using today the balloon celebration set. All these cute little balloons. I'm just going to use this outline balloon right here, and I'm going to line it up on my window sheet. You may need to get your magnet as close as you can because window sheets really, the polymer sticks to it quite a bit, so you don't want it moving in case you have to stamp it twice. So let's ink up our stamp, and we're going to do probably 4 or 5 balloons here, as many as I can squeeze on my piece here. And the reason I stamp so far to the edge is because now I can just shift my window sheet to the edge and add another balloon. Let me make sure we're far enough away. So I'm just shifting it. There we go. See, I missed part of it, so since it is in my stamp positioning tool, I can restamp it. So re-ink it, restamp that one. I want a nice dark image. There we go. Now we're going to shift our paper a little bit more. I'm going to move this out of the way so I don't get ink on our card. Might be able to fit one more on here. Let's do one more. Try it. Kind of moved it a little, so I want to move it up. You can do this window sheet technique with any kind of die cuts or anything you have. Leaves look really good in it. Like if you're doing a fall leaf, just use your orange and yellow inks, as you're going to see we're going to do here. Okay, I'm going to, now this should be dry. Let's make sure it's dry. I'm going to flip it over so that my stamped image is going to be down. Now take your 3D crystal lacquer and you're going to add some in each balloon. It doesn't have to be really thick, just a little bit because it's going to smear around. It's okay if you go outside the lines because we're going to be punching these out with the punch. Now I'm going to use my glove. My husband bought me a whole box of gloves because I'm always full of ink. So let's pick our colors. We're going to put one drop of whichever colors you want into your lacquer. That one is Tempting Turquoise. Now we're going to do Pineapple Punch. That kind of looks neat just the way it is. Oops. Let me see if I can pick that up where my ink went off a little bit there. It's not going to hurt it. Let's do Mango Melody, a nice orange. And I think we'll do Granny Apple Green, a nice bright green. Now I'm going to have a baby wipe on hand or a towel. And you're just going to take your finger and spread your little, tap it and spread your color around a little bit. And you want it to be kind of marbled, so darker in some areas is fine. Then I'm just going to wipe that off and go to my next one. Kind of just spreading it around your balloon. You can do this with toothpicks too if you want, but I wanted kind of a marbled look behind there. When you tap on it, that's kind of what it does. It gives it a feathered marble look. Okay, I think we got our balloons all covered. A little bit on my blue here on the edge. And it's okay if you go outside the line because we're punching them out. Now I'm going to take this Dazzling diamonds that I have in a little applicator. This is why I love this applicator. You simply squeeze it a little bit and it sprinkles Dazzling diamonds on it. This kind of gives it a really nice little stained glass look. Now take your tissue paper and just, I'm going to wrinkle it up a little because I want texture behind my balloons. And then just gently open it and lay it over your images and tap it down. The benefit of using the tissue paper on this technique is you could leave those the way they were without using the tissue paper and just wait for them to dry and cut them out. Looks just as good, but there's two reasons to use the tissue paper. One, you're going to add a little more texture to the back side of the image, and two, it makes it dry faster. So we're just going to do that. Make sure your tissue paper's tapped down in there. And now I'm just going to use my heat tool to set it a little bit because you can feel it still a little damp. Keep your heat gun moving. You don't want to warp your window sheet. It takes quite a bit to warp it, but leave it one spot, it will. All I'm doing is making sure I'm tapping my tissue down into the acrylic. And we're dry. And then what I did was I took my balloon, cut it out. I'm going to cut some of this tissue paper off. And then to be able to put it in your double punch, this is why I'm cutting them out, because there's a second balloon on here. I'm going to show you a quick trick. Take a sticky note, stick it onto your project piece, and that way you can slide it right into your punch. There you go. You have your little balloon. Okay, and for the sake of film, I've already cut these out. Got some here, and I've added dimensionals to the back sides of them. That's the other good part about using the tissue paper. Your dimensionals will stick easier to the paper than they would just the acrylic or the glitter. You know how it's hard to get things to stick to glitter. So we're going to bring in, like this. All I've done is a regular A2 card base that opens up bottom up. And then I've cut another piece of Whisper White that is 4 by 5 1/4, so it's 1/4 inch smaller. And we're going to put some little designs on this one. Oh, I was going to show you. Remember we used Stāzon on this and how baby wipes don't really wipe off Stāzon or your regular ink cleaner? Coming in the new catalog is a stamp cleaning pad. It's about the size of your ink pad, and I'm just going to dab that on my balloon. As you can see, I've been doing that, and then wipe it right off. Look at that, it takes the ink off, even photopolymer. So this thing is wonderful. It's coming in the new catalog in June. Put our balloon away, and we want our happy birthday greeting. Where is that? Here it is. put this in the Stamparatus. I'm going to put our greeting down toward the bottom. And I'm just going to use regular Memento black ink. You could do any color greeting you want. I really like black greetings often. And I'm also a white on white kind of girl, so you could actually matte this with a color if you wanted. But I'm just going to stay simple. Missed a little bit of my H there, so I'm going to restamp it. There we go. Now I'm going to take, in this set are some little tiny stars. I'm going to take just the stars there and create a little bit of background for behind my balloons. Let's take some of the Mango Melody. And just stamp a couple of little stars on here. And then we'll take a little bit of the Tempting Turquoise. Make sure you clean off your stamp. You don't want to contaminate your other stamp pads. Let's do a couple blue ones in here. Now we'll take the Pineapple Punch. These are all going to coordinate with your balloons. Clean off our stamp. Let's do one more of those. Where is my green? Let me grab the green, the Granny Apple green. Let's do a couple green ones in here. There we go. Fun little festive background. Now let's figure out where we want to put our balloons. And I've added them with dimensionals. Oops, actually pulled the dimensional off. Sorry about the phone buzzing. I think it's somebody. I have it muted. There we go. Now we're going to add just a couple little balloon ends. Just take your black marker, go right under your edge. And those are covered. And I'm going to use dimensionals to mount this onto my card base. You know me, people, don't scrimp on dimensionals. You don't want your project to collapse in the mail. Dimensionals are inexpensive. Now we're just going to put this on our card base. There we go. We have a fun little festive card, but you know me, we're going to step it up one more time. We're going to add a couple little shiny bling to this. So these are regular just rhinestone crystals. And our take your pick tool. Add a little one there. Let's add another big one there. Okay, one more little one. There you go. You have a festive, fun, shiny little birthday card. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial, and we will see you next Tuesday for Technique Tuesday. Happy stamping!